And how long were you in the hospital for?
I had asthma, bronchitis, and I had what's called aspiration in the lungs, which is when mucus sits at the bottom of your lungs and it just keep building fluid and keep building fluid to the point to where the lungs won't open up no more. Dialysis because a man named Roy way back in 1920s, he built this machine for an artificial heart for his son. When he did that, he just wanted that machine to act as pumping blood. In 1972, the government bought the machine. The government began to use it on pigs as a diagnosis to be able to regenerate the blood. They never could figure out how to take the blood and make it come in and out the body. Women have 12 pints of blood.
Explain to us what that means.
It's in every single pill in America.
My mom died of cancer and it tore me apart. Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Brian and this is the Ivy Cancer Podcast. The death of my mom had inspired me to interview people with cancer or who have been affected to help spread awareness. The broader my subscribers are, the more people will be motivated to share their story. So if you come across this platform and you would like to help me achieve this goal, please hit the subscribe button. It will be greatly appreciated. A video will be uploaded every Wednesday. Thank you. At the moment, guys, I just wanted to share we have a special guest tonight. Her name is Lupe.
That's my name.
Yeah. So, first, just want to normally, Lupe, I normally do a prayer to start the podcast, and I normally give her the honor to pray. If not, then I will go ahead. If you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Oh, for me to pray?
Yeah. If you don't mind, I will pray.
Okay, Father God, in the name of Jesus, we come to you asking you to bless the Zoom, bless the live. Anybody who have unanswered questions and needed healing, God, we thank you for doing that. In the name of Jesus, bless the live narrator, bless the host, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay, so welcome to the Ivy Cancer Podcast, Lupe. It's been a while. I've been watching your stories, your posts, and you inspire me a lot, I must say. The challenges that you face in life. To be honest with you, your story reminds me of Job. Do you know the book, The Story of Job? Yeah.
That's what people say. I ain't Bible-based with. Okay.
Yeah, your story reminds me of the book of Job. Honestly speaking, we have a special guest in the house tonight, and she have packed load of knowledge to share with us. So you know, she been through a lot. She was diagnosed at some point in her life with diabetes, hernia, fibroids, tumor, you know, you name it, she had it. And so she's here now. Lupe, can you give us a little history about who is Lupe before we get into the topic of discussion?
I've been a truck driver for a little under 25 years. I've driven trucks, buses, shuttle bus, anything commercial, I've driven it. I have kept my health up by doing detoxes, healthy detoxes, and things like that. I've had 10 strokes and went into kidney failure, went into stage 5 renal failure, also kidney cancer, which I refused to do. They tried to put me on hospice. I wouldn't go because I wouldn't take morphine or Roxbury. So that was 90 days ago, and here we are now. They gave me 4 days to live, and here we are now.
So, what really, you know, got me when I saw your video, because when I saw your video, you were in the hospital.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the first time I come across your platform. You was in the hospital. How long were you in the hospital for?
I've been in and out the hospital for the last 2 years.
For the last 2 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how many, you got strokes, right?
10.
You got strokes 10 times.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we... Hi. YouTube have two ways to push your channel. With that said, I'm asking you two quick favors. If you like what I'm doing and want to support my growth, please give me a thumbs up so that YouTube could send my videos out to like-minded viewers just like you. 2. I've noticed that 70% of you who have revisited this channel have not yet subscribed. Please hit that subscribe button. That way my channel will grow. And my promise to you is to give you more content with substance just like these. Do we have a deal? Thank you. Get into that strokes, because I've always heard that, when you get strokes 2 times, 3 times, that is it, strikes out. But you got strokes 10 times.
That's what they say, yeah, 10 times, 10 strokes.
10 times.
Back to back. Back to back. All at the same time.
Wow. What, before you got, was it the strokes caused you to be paralyzed? Because you're paralyzed, right?
No, I got paralyzed afterwards, after they gave me fentanyl and did a spinal tap.
Yeah.
And they had to resuscitate me. That's when I got paralyzed.
So you wasn't paralyzed by any form of your sickness?
No.
Okay. That shook me. That shook me. So you found yourself with diabetes.
Right? Yeah, I got diagnosed with diabetes in 2007.
2007. Since when?
After they nicked my kidneys and doing a hysterectomy.
Since when your journey begins with all these sickness?
Oh, I was just 10 years old in 1986.
10 years old. And what was the first sickness that you find yourself with?
I wound up being pregnant by my uncle and had to do what they call a misabortion. After they did that, because I was so young and they didn't do it properly, the first thing I winded up with was endometriosis.
Okay.
I got scar tissue.
I want you to step back a little bit.
Okay.
You said you got pregnant by your uncle.
Yep.
Okay. At what age was this?
10.
Okay. All right. So bear in mind, I'm on TikTok live. And TikTok, they're kind of sensitive when it comes to certain things. So I want you to fix it up for me, please, so that they won't ban or put me in jail, in prison for a bit. Okay. So how did you got pregnant by your uncle?
I didn't know what SEX was.
Yeah.
And so he began to touch me at age 5. I had just came to my grandparents' house because I was given away at birth. They had told my mom that I had died during labor, but I didn't. I was alive. She had me at 4 months because her husband beat her because she was pregnant outside the marriage. Mm-hmm. And that's how I came about. I was the one kid that was out of an affair.
Okay. How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Okay. So,
from my mom.
Okay. So, your uncle, whatever.
SA.
Yeah.
SA.
So, and then you fell pregnant. And then you had to, unfortunately, do away with that pregnancy.
Yes.
Because
they do.
Because of
they call what they call it's when they do a voluntary.
Yeah.
AB.
Yeah, because of the age, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that must have impacted your life for a lot.
Kind of.
How did you deal with that trauma for from a baby coming up? How did you deal with that trauma?
I think that I looked at it like it was unfortunate, but I didn't let it stop me. I used it as fuel to be able to keep going.
Okay. That's good because, a lot of people, tend to, when they got in these situations, they tend to turn to so many things.
Drugs, alcohol, sex, alcohol.
But you use that as a fuel to encourage you to do it.
I used to smoke weed every day.
Oh, really?
Every day.
Wow. So did you become
Yeah, I used to drink a fifth of vodka every day.
wow. So maybe that was the cause of you having this kidney problem now? Do you think?
No,
No.
no, no.
Okay. So you was diagnosed with diabetes and hernia, fibroids, kidney failure, gastro.
Gastroparesis.
What's gastroparesis?
It's the paralysis of the stomach when the stomach won't move nothing inside of it. So the stomach get paralyzed and you can't digest food or any medicine, water or nothing.
Okay. So how did you cope?
Well, they put me on. I first was on promethazine, then I was on Reglan, then I was on Zofran. And when they started putting me on all the medications, sometimes it helped, but it felt my gallbladder.
Okay. You had ovarian cysts as well.
Still do.
You still have ovarian
Um,
cysts.
Sometimes from time to time. Before I got my hysterectomy, I used to have, I don't know if you ever seen this, but it looked like teeth. And they go around the ovaries and they grab and it look like a flower that goes around the ovary.
Mm-hmm.
When it does that, it grabs it and it grows around that. And that becomes an ovarian cyst with a tumor.
Okay. Okay. And you say you still has that, right?
From time to time, I still get ovarian cysts because my right ovary grew back after the hysterectomy.
Okay. You had fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia, I got diagnosed with that at age 26. I was having a lot of problems like driving when I got my CDL, and my legs would always fall asleep and they would hurt real bad. Went to the doctor and they said it's a nerve issue. First they gave me neuropathy, and then I went back not even 3 months later and they said it was already fibromyalgia.
So apart from your legs going dead, do you have any other symptoms that led you to visit the doctor?
Oh well, I was just the legs hurting, and they thought it was restless leg syndrome at first because I was sitting and driving so much. I just had that's the only thing. My legs used to always feel like they would sleep.
I do not know too much about fibromyalgia, but there's this friend I have on TikTok. She's a pack of inspiration as well. She's struggling with that, and time to time she's been doing operation and stuff. That's how I really come about knowing,
She doesn't need operation. All she need to do is fix the nerve damage in the body. What happens is that what your nerves get damaged during fibromyalgia, neuropathy, or anything. So you have to constantly work on getting them healed. If you heal the muscles, you'll heal the nerves.
So would that be healed by exercise or what?
No, you have to drink different drinks. There's one drink that I used to drink that healed everything in me.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that because I think I have it here, somewhere around here. But we're going to get to that. You had asthma, pneumonia, and bronchitis.
I had asthma, bronchitis, and I had what's called aspiration in the lungs, which is when mucus sits at the bottom of your lungs and it just keep building fluid and keep building fluid to the point to where the lungs won't open up no more.
Okay. How did you come about getting rid of that?
I don't know. I was in the hospital and they put me on hospice. They gave me 9 days to live. I prayed about it and woke up and here I am.
So one of the video that you was doing, you was on dialysis and you were adamant that you're going to come off dialysis.
Yep.
What led you to want to come off dialysis?
I have a friend who's a scientist who's also a doctor.
Yeah.
And he began to tell me what dialysis really was. And I said, oh, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. So I quit.
Could you explain to us and the audience, like, what is dialysis?
So initially, they came up with dialysis because a man named Roy way back in 1920s, he built this machine for an artificial heart for his son. When he did that, he just wanted that machine to act as pumping blood. In 1972, the government bought the machine. The government began to use it on pigs as a diagnosis to be able to regenerate the blood. They never could figure out how to take the blood and make it come in and out the body. Women have 12 pints of blood. Men have 15 pints. That machine only can clean 1 or 2 pints at a time. So as they're taking that blood out, they're putting it back in and they're mixing it with the bad blood. So it all keeps coming bad every week. They're never cleaning all the blood because they can only clean 2 pints at a time. When he told me that, I said, so I went to the nephrologist. I said, so y'all can't clean this blood for real? I began to ask to see that filter that they have on the machine because you can never see what's in that filter. It's all dark gray or dark white or dark green. So I said, can I see what's in that filter before y'all get rid of it? Can you open it up and let me see it? They said, oh, we don't do that. We can't do that. So I found out that in that filter, they keep a half pint of blood that they don't return to you at all, ever.
Okay.
And so when I learned that, I began to ask the nephrologist. They came up with a hormone that the kidneys automatically make called Rixin. They came with a medication called Rixotoxin, and it's supposed to do the same thing that hormone does, but it actually minimizes the red blood cell. When it does that, it decreases your opportunity to fight any type of infection. So I was constantly getting sick. Saline whiskey mixed with blood is worse than crack and heroin. So I began to ask the nephrologist, can I get off of it? Can I get off of it? They wasn't cleaning my blood. They were only they weren't taking off fluid. They said they were only cleaning the blood. So I said, well, can you let me see? Since y'all test the blood all the time, can you let me see? Let me see in the blood work. Test my blood before dialysis and then test it after and show me what it's doing. When they did that, my hemoglobin went from 12.9 down to 4.5. I said, that means y'all taking blood. So then the machine normally runs by milliliters, right? Milliliters per hour. So what happens is they're monitoring your adrenaline blood. And then I found out they can't touch adrenaline, ventricle, and adverse blood. That's the 3 types of blood in your body. They can't touch it. Because if they do, they'll kill you. So I went back to the nephrologist, began to tell him my concerns, and then I had a heart attack on dialysis. Had 3 more strokes on dialysis, and I was done with it.
Wow. That's a pact of knowledge right there, because, I've always known of people who been on dialysis, but never seems to be getting better. So
you can't get better.
That's what I'm getting to understand now, because you're saying that they only can change 2 pints of blood at any given time, and the female body all up to 15 points.
But they can't even clean it. They can only refurbish it, which means take it in those tubes and give it back to you.
Right.
But they can't clean it because blood can't be cleaned unless it's cleaned by the adverse blood, which also has the hormones in it for it to be separated by the ventricle blood so you got a blue vein and a red vein. One is called adrenaline, one is called ventricle. That pumps back to your heart. They can never touch that.
Mm-hmm.
And by never, I mean ever. They'll kill you.
Okay. So you told them that you wanted to be off dialysis?
No, I said in about 2 more weeks, I'm quitting dialysis. I had a permacath in my neck right here.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
I had a permacath. I said, I'm quitting dialysis. Y'all need to take this catheter out of my neck. Because once you get an infection under that catheter, it will never, ever in your life go away. That bacteria has nowhere to go because it's inside of your skin at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, I want it out. And they were like, oh, we're not going to remove it. Something can happen. I said, take it out of my neck. When the doctor went to go take the permacath out, it was stuck to my vein. So they had to make a larger gap, and they had to reach their whole hand in there and pull it out. They had to tug it to get it out.
What was the cause of that?
My body, because I don't take medicine, all the medicine that they try to give you, the tube had melted into my veins. So
Oh.
they couldn't get the catheter out at first.
So when you told them that you're going to come off the dialysis, they told you something. I want you to
They
share with
told
the
me
audience.
if you get off of dialysis today, you'll die in 4 days.
You'll die in 4 days. How long now you're off dialysis?
Just shy of 90 days.
90 days. And for me who've been watching your journey, I'm telling you, you look 100% better than when you was on dialysis. I'm telling you.
Thank you.
So that proved to me that the dialysis ain't nothing that's contributing towards health.
Right.
And you're a living proof to that.
That's right.
So what would be your encouragement for someone who has kidney failure and been going through dialysis?
So kidney failure can't exist. They're just nephrons. Nephrons are nothing but blood vessels. Blood vessels are nothing but what's called capillaries in the body. Get your arteries healthy again. Get your arteries healthy and get your urinary tract clean. If you do both of those, you'll get healthy enough to get off of dialysis. If you don't get healthy enough, because first you need to be nutritional health. You need to have nutritious health. So when you quit, your body won't go into such bad withdrawal. Because it's like quitting drugs. So before you quit, you got to get the body able to be healthy enough to leave that alone, which means you need to eat high in fiber, low in protein, and eat raspberries, strawberries, and blueberries. And then you need to consume like certain things with yeast in it. And you need to, because it's called the Ayurvedic diet. So you need to get on the Ayurvedic diet. Ayurvedic, the pills and diet will return the function of the kidneys 82 to 93%. So you have to do a urinary tract diet to get your urinary tract clean, because that's what the kidneys are connected to. The glomerulus, that's connected to your urethra tract, which is connected to your bladder and your urethra wall.
Listen,
so you get that healthy and you can leave dialysis alone.
You're packed with some information that I'm wondering, because sometimes I watch a video and you blow my mind. Like you literally blow my mind. How do you come to be such a knowledgeable person? Did you study these things in school?
I didn't. Every time I've gotten diagnosed with a sickness, I began to read. When I was driving for FedEx, I used to run chemicals for a place called Raytheon. They supply every chemical in the world, every chemical. So I became real good friends with every scientist there. Okay. Really, really good friends with them. And so when I would have questions, because you couldn't go inside the building, but they would come out to my truck to tell me when I was loaded and unloaded and tell me to pull my truck forward. Every time they came and see me a woman and I began to make friends with them, they'd be like, "You driving this truck?" I'd be like, "Yep." Because they'll come to my door, they say, "Hey, can you get your husband to come up front?" I say, "I have no husband. It's only me." And so I began to get friends with them all over this country. The main Raytheon is out there in Pennsylvania. It's a cold storage unit, and it's out there in Pennsylvania. When I began to be friends with them, they started looking out for me. They would be like, "Oh, Loopy, they coming up with this cure. Oh, Loopy, they doing this, they doing that." So I would tell them about the things that were going on with me and how could I fix it. So they would always go the extra step to make sure that I had the right information to get better.
Okay. And they said experience teaches wisdom, right?
It does. It does.
You sure have a lot of that wisdom. I think in one of your videos you mentioned something that you had cancer as well.
Oh, I had cancer since age 14. I've had the first cancer I got was cervical cancer. I went from cervical cancer to uterine cancer. Went from uterine cancer to melanoma. And then I went from melanoma to pancreatic cancer. They said I never, ever would live 3 days. Live past that. Then they told me I needed a bone marrow transplant because all my cells were full of cancer. And I wouldn't do that. I just refused to get a bone marrow transplant. And so then after that, I decided to quit radiation. I had been done quit chemo, but now I need to quit radiation. And so I went in there and I told the oncologist, I said, I'm quitting radiologist today. I said, a radiation. He said, no way, you won't live. You're gonna die, Luke, of your cancer. It was far past the stage 4 the treatment. You go into stage 5 and 6, you're dead automatically. So I told him, I said, I'm getting off of radiation. He said, that's not possible. Your cancer is too far gone. And so they began to do a lot of biopsies, and they began to test my polyps, test everything in my body. Everything was coming back cancerous. And so I started to drink. That helps heal cancer. And I did it.
Okay. Your story, as I said to you before, your story reminds me of the book, that story of Job. And I'm going to get into that because you made mention in one of your videos that someone emptied all the money in your account.
That just happened on Tuesday and yesterday.
Yesterday
And Tuesday.
Wow.
I literally am looking now to pay for my hotel because they took every dime. So it's the hotel that I booked my hotels through.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who took my information stole my whole identity. Everything, my ID, my social, my every dollar that was in my account. I didn't even have 25 cents. Because nobody keeps cash anymore.
Yeah. Lupe, you are a walking testimony. I'm telling you that. You are a walking testimony. But I think you need to read that book of Job.
No, I read it. Believe me, I preached out of it.
Oh my days.
I got ordained as a preacher when I was 24.
Yeah. Whoa. So
I read it. I just don't agree with it.
Okay. So you found yourself with so much diseases, life-threatening diseases, and it seems to me that you beat all of them, right?
Correct.
So when you got strokes while you were on dialysis, yeah?
Yeah.
In your video, you got strokes 10 times.
No. I had the 7 strokes I had before dialysis.
Yeah.
I had that driving my truck.
Okay.
And then when I went in the hospital that night, they had broke my lower lumbar, putting me in the ambulance.
Oh.
They broke it, and so I immediately was asleep when they resuscitated me and brought me back. I was asleep because of the fentanyl. But because I slept from March 5th to May 18th, I didn't know.
You slept from March 5th to May 18th. So you
now
slept
there were times I woke and I didn't know where I was. I couldn't tell life from death. And so I'd be like, where am I? And they were like, oh, you at the nursing home. Where am I? They'd be like, oh, you're in hospice. And then I wake up, oh, you're in surgery. Because I had 4 bowel blockages. And so I was throwing up and bleeding real bad. And so they had to do surgery over and over again, which again had anesthesia.
So you were sleeping for basically 2 months.
3
months.
Yeah.
Is that a coma?
Not a coma, because I was still lucid. I was still opening my eyes. But at that time, my brain had dropped down to only 2% of working.
Okay.
So my brain, when they did the brain scale, they go in and they wave the waves in your brain. It's called a brain wave.
Yeah.
And they wave it to see how much function you got in your brain. I only had 2%.
So explain to us what that means.
When your brain function drops past 10%, it means you can't walk, you can't talk, you can't recognize things, you can't do anything but lay there.
Okay.
because your brain don't realize it should be functioning.
Okay. Um, someone said like you've been through a lot. Loopy, you've been through a lot. So you're promoting a supplement. I've seen you've been taking a supplement.
That bag. Yeah, it's right over there. I was looking to see where it was. It's right back there.
Okay. So before we go to the supplement, you explain to us what I've seen on your video when you were talking about meeting the herbalist.
Yeah. I met an herbalist back in 2012. I was driving a school bus and somebody introduced me to herbal treatment and holistic treatment because they knew how sick I was. I became friends with everybody there. I met the herbalist and he began to tell me different things I can do to get rid of different sicknesses. So I did everything he said, and eventually one sickness fell off, another sickness fell off, another sickness fell off, and I was 360 pounds and I began to lose weight. Mm-hmm. And then he just told me how to stay healthy in the meantime, and that's what happened.
And since then you've been practicing holistic
Well, I went on an alkaline diet and then I was doing holistic treatment. But the last year I was on the road, I had stopped both because I went to the doctor and she told me the alkaline was turning my blood into metal.
Into metal?
And so she said, yeah. So she said, so what happens when your blood turns into metal, it humorizes, which means it automatically turns to milk when it goes in your body.
So when I'm seeing all these videos circulating on social media, on YouTube, you know, certain sickness, you need to get your body alkaline and all these things. But you're saying to us that when your body get too much alkaline, then it turn into what?
It's called humanizing the blood, and it turns into milk. It turns directly into milk in the body. Not the alkaline, it's when it's mixing with other things.
Other things like what?
Like, for instance, promethazine. I was taking promethazine too while I was on the alkaline diet. Oh. You're never supposed to intake no type of pill when you're doing herbal treatment.
Right. I got you. Because I've listened to some herbalists, and they always stated that when you're on any form of medication, before you go on herbal treatment, you need to consult your physician before. But you didn't do that. But you didn't do that. So basically, herbal treatment's not supposed to be mixed with pharmaceutical treatment.
Never, because all those pills have petroleum in them.
Petroleum.
Every single pill, petroleum. Every single pill in America is made with petroleum in it.
Isn't petroleum a part? Isn't that a part of some of the chemo as well?
No, chemo is chemo not fuel. It's acetone. Acetone and B9.
I've seen a study online in which they were speaking about a part of one of the recipe in chemo was something that they took
pigs and human feces.
Pigs and human feces.
Yeah.
Okay. So some of these things also is in painkillers as well, like human.
It's in every single pill in America.
Wow.
It don't matter if you're taking an aspirin. That aspirin, the coating around the pill, that whiteness that you see that the cap's made of, that's made of a paint thinner.
A paint thinner.
Yeah.
That thing that the capsule is in.
No, the pill. The capsules are made out of just gel, which is gelatin, which is made out of Jello. But they're also made with pigs' intestines. So they take the pig intestines, they fatten it up, and then they make it hard as a rock, and that's how you come up with the capsule. So it's pork.
I don't eat pork, but I take pills.
Oh, so you eat pork? You definitely consuming pork.
So that means I'm eating pork.
You definitely consuming pork. That's probably why you having stomach aches and don't know why.
Definitely. Can you imagine? So,
Yeah,
so all these things that we think is helping us is really
hurting us. Hurting us. The human body is made up of oxygen, hydrogen, calcium, phosphorus, CO2, C12, and CO9. So you think about all those things being mixed together along with phosphorus, and think about what your body is made up of, and you take anything that's in natural, mix it with that, you're chemically treating yourself to go into an addiction.
okay.
And that's how come if you take a pill, the body literally, oxytocin is released from a part of your brain called the orexin, OREXIN, that controls moods and pain. That also is from your kidneys. So that one hormone in your brain is connected to your kidneys. Every 12 hours, the oxytocin is released to your brain, released to your body for pain. That's how overdoses happen.
Listen to me. When I'm editing this video, I'm going to be listening to this podcast over and over and over again, because trust me, I'm learning a lot. I do not know if anyone on this live learning anything from this, but I'm certain they will come out with this live appreciated of it, because I've been learning a lot, you know. Yeah. Do you think you will be ever able to walk again?
I'm gonna walk when she bring my KFO here. Yeah, she gonna bring it today. And you'll see it online. I'll put my KFO, put my tennis shoes on, put a gate belt around me, and you'll see me lift up, hold it, look down, and pull myself up.
Okay. What is that? KFO? What is that?
It's designed to put enough pressure in the area that's gotten damaged. If you're paralyzed, into that muscle, because it's just weak, and it gives it enough strength to stabilize, and for you to be able to put enough weight on it where you can move on it again.
Okay. So it would give you the possibility to walk again.
It'll give, I'm going to walk either way, but it's going to give me the assistance needed for my needle lock to be able to stand up.
Listen, one thing I realize with you, you pack with faith. You're not just pack with knowledge, you pack with faith. You have a lot of faith.
I'll be talk with God. I'll be like, oh my God, your turn. I did everything I can. Your turn.
And the next thing I noticed with you on your videos, as much as you're sick, you never look sick. Always upbeat. Oh my days. I'm telling you, man. Like, I'm looking at you and I'm like, is this lady sick? Even when you was in the hospital, you've been telling me stories and you've been laughing about. Even that video when you were showing how you get up off the toilet seat to your chair.
Yeah.
And you were, I can see that you was in pain, but you was laughing.
Yeah. Yeah. Because what can I do? I have two cousins. They're named Harold and Delonica. They're ministers in the ministry. Every single day they call me to make sure I'm okay. And they pray every morning, every day like clockwork. They go to God on my behalf. And so that energy, and then I have a friend, his name is Derek. He's a physical therapist. And so he tells me different things I can do. Loopy, move this way. Loopy, do this. And I do everything he says exactly how he said, because he did that job for years before he became amputated.
Okay. Whoa. You remind me of this this guy. I'm not sure if he's on here, but I followed him. His name is Randy. He's a very, very motivational person. He had cancer. And when he's speaking about his story, it's so uplifting. You know, I mean, it just remind me, you guys, you know, remind me a lot. And one of the things that I notice, whenever you're sick, it's best to be upbeat than being down.
Yeah, because your will alone will take you out the game. Cancer is located in the body. It's natural in the body. It's what gives us hormones. Right. So when it gets infected, it's just a parasite. If it's treated correctly, you can get rid of the cancer.
So you're saying cancer is embedded in us from birth.
It's already in you. It's because it's what makes the multitude of hormones in your body that controls the way your blood flows.
So it is when the parasites get infected or sick.
Yep.
Okay.
That cell. So you got in that cell is about this big.
Mhm.
In that cell, it's a wall around it to protect like your body, right? But when that cell get infected, that cell opens up like this. So now everything that can go in that cell goes down this way. So everything you do is now going around that cell. What that cell does, that same cell is multiplying in your body at least 1,000 times a day, if not 1,000,000. So now you got 1,000,000 of those cells flowing through your blood, and they're all parasites now.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to get that one parasite better so you can get the rest of the body better.
So, and that is through treating your body right.
That's through one drink, or this a drink you can drink with water, baking soda, cucumbers, cayenne pepper, and then 7 green apples, and then you need a pinch of celery, a pinch of parsley,
And
you'll be okay.
And you can drink that juice how often?
Every day if you want to, or you can drink 1 cup of water with like a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Mix it with black seed oil and a scoop of soursop. Drink it like a tea. Warm it up. Drink it once a day. Do it the first 3 weeks of any season, because that's when our bodies clean itself out. That's when our bodies are in alignment with God to be in alignment with the earth. But you got to make sure you're in the right alignment, because there's never supposed to be 31 days in a month. It was only supposed to be 30 days. So if you do it not enough, or you do it too soon or not enough, you'll throw the alignment off in your body to be able to clear cancer.
I want you to repeat that for us again, because you mentioned something. You said that we should treat our body at a certain time.
The first 3 weeks of any month. So the body naturally knows when to get rid of toxins. That's how God built.
The first 3 weeks of any month. Of every month.
First 3 weeks of any season.
Any season. Oh.
Any season.
Okay. So like so coming on to we're coming on to spring now. Or autumn. Spring. Right?
Summer, spring, winter. Yep.
So whenever we are approaching spring, we should.
So, spring was supposed to be able to start the other day, or maybe it's tonight when the time go forward.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a detox like that, you do it the first 3 weeks of that season, but don't count 31 days of March. Count the 30 days and then start right after that.
Okay.
Never count 31 days in a month. You have the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar. And the Gregorian calendar is 13 months in the year to put you in alignment with God. When you're out of alignment with the earth, you're also out of alignment with God, which will cause all kind of sicknesses to enter into the body.
God make no mistakes, because
that's right.
When I was younger and I was growing up in the country, I spent some time in the country. They used to say that you can't pick a certain herb at a certain time of the year. Because
that's right, like hibiscus. You're not supposed to take in hibiscus in the winter.
Okay.
At all, period. It's out of season.
Look at that. Our body, that's why Barbara O'Neill tells us that we are to be one with nature. Because nature, one with God. Look at that. God made no mistakes.
None. But scientists have played with our nature so much, we make mistakes.
Right.
That's why they changed the Gregorian calendar. That's why they did it, so we can always be out of alignment. Because if we get back in alignment, we get in alignment with God. God then will control everything in your body. Right. And you won't be sick.
Because he said to Adam and Eve, when he was giving them food, he said, the trees and the herbs are given to you for food and healing. So given the fact that we are, like nature, you know, herbs do a lot of healing to our body, because that's what was given to us from the beginning of time.
Well, I don't believe in Adam and Eve, but since you brought that up,
Yeah.
I don't believe man was meant to consume food. I believe we were supposed to consume plants
Right.
and things like that. That's why the body is generally all plant based. Glucose is plant. The liver is plant. Everything in your body is made off of plant. Every organ in your body is made off of a plant.
You said glucose is plants.
It's a plant. It's a plant.
Whoa. Whoa.
And it was supposed to control your energy in your body.
Right.
When that plant gets infected, so there's 30 to 80 units of glucose that automatically generates to your body. What happens is when it get out of control, that pancreas can't secrete the insulin. Your body was already supposed to secrete 290 milliliters a day for you to have to be able to control the sugar level from the glucose, because glucose is supposed to be energy, nothing but energy. It's a plant.
Okay.
It looks like a 4-leaf clover.
Okay. I probably need to look
So
into that
that's
as
what's
well.
in your body.
I probably need to look into that as well.
Yeah.
So the name of the herb, the supplement that you're taking, what it is for?
Ayurvedic, what it does is everything in your body that's being not restored, it puts your body back in alignment with earth.
Right.
If your body is in alignment with earth, it's in alignment with God. That's why the pill supplement is only 30 days at a time. It's not 31, it's not 90, it's only 30 days at a time.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
So even
because it's only supposed to be 30 days in a month.
Even the doctors know, but they're not telling us these things.
But that's why they write prescriptions. If you notice, no prescription is written for 45 days.
No, never.
52 days.
It's either 28 or
15
30.
days. Right? It's either 15, 30, or 90.
Right. Right. So how could we get this?
Because they know
I'm in the UK. If I want to get a hold of that supplement, how would I be able to get a hold of that supplement?
You can order yours right from India.
From where?
India.
India. Okay.
Yep. If you're in the United States, you got to get it from any place that the Amazon was selling it, because they were selling it from India. But now something happened with the USDA and they're not selling it anymore.
Okay. So all I need to do is just type in this name on the
Ayurvedic herb. The Ayurvedic herb.
Okay. Okay. I will definitely type it in and I will try and see if I can. So what website do you find it on in the US for those who are in the US?
I haven't. Her name is Dilo something, Diylah. I've seen it on there, but I haven't yet ordered from there. I got mine from India.
From India. Okay. Do you mind sending me that link? Via WhatsApp?
It's not a link.
It's not
a link. You have to call over there and order it.
Okay. How do I get a hold of that number?
You have to go on Google, put in Ayurvedic doctors, and it'll show you all the Indian doctors.
Okay.
And then just click on any one of them, contact them and tell them you need the Ayurvedic diet. You need the Ayurvedic diet and the pill. And they'll get you set up to where they'll send it over here through customs.
Okay. Ayurvedic.
Yeah.
It's spelled
you don't enunciate that D.
Repeat that.
You don't enunciate the D.
Okay. Someone is asking me to spell it. It's spelled AYURVEDIC.
Ayurvedic.
Ayurvedic. Okay. Ayurvedic. Cool. All right.
The diet and now you can put that diet in. Put the Ayurvedic diet into Google, and it'll tell you exactly how to do the Ayurvedic diet.
Okay, I will definitely do that. Closing towards, going towards our closing, I've developed this attitude from someone that I admire so much. Is a podcaster, Stephen, and I follow his channel on YouTube, and he have a closing tradition that he asks his guests a question, or he's asked his guests, present guests, to leave a question for the coming guests, not knowing who will be coming up next. So I changed that around, and I asked my guests to leave a motivation for the guest that's coming up. And your motivation, the guest before you, is keep doing what you're doing, and in it you will find your purpose. And if you help one, then that is double purpose, right?
Each one teach one.
Right. So that is your motivation, and I think it fits well with your personality, because you've been doing so well. And I really applaud you, and to keep up the good work. Appreciate you coming through and sharing your story on Ivy Cancer Podcast. And I appreciate what you're teaching us on your channel. And
thanks for having me. I will
definitely put your link of your channel in my show notes on my YouTube. And you stay blessed. And I wish you all the best. And I hope to see you walking soon. All right. Look after yourself, all right?
All right.
And we keep in touch.
Okay.
All right, bye.